Well, good morning. How is everyone? I hope you are all well. It's the weekend, baby. That's it. It's the weekend. We made it. We made it for a week, and what a week it was. But you know what? You still look absolutely amazing for it. So, what can be better than that? A busy week, hectic week, craziness, but you still look amazing. That's a win. And anyway, we've got some stuff to talk about. We have Mr. Robert Card, who has been found. After extensive searches, they have found him. Apparently self-deletion, which I think we all pretty much knew that was potentially going to be the way this went. We know that he left a note behind, that his intention was that he wouldn't be found alive, and let's talk about it. So we've got this here. Look, this is the suspect in Maine shooting rampage is dead from apparent self-inflicted gunshot. Authorities say. I was on the wrong screen there. So I'm still trying to learn how to use things properly because I've changed everything. So, a US Army reservist accused of killing 18 people and injuring 13 others in a shooting rampage in Maine this week has been found dead Friday evening, apparently from a self-inflicted gunshot after a 2-day manhunt. Now it's time to heal. This is the interesting thing that I find with this, right? Because obviously it talks about what actually happened, but we've got now it's time to heal. Mills, who said Maine State Police found the body, told reporters at the news conference tonight the city of Lewiston and the state of Maine begin to move forward on a long road to healing. And talks about where he was found, so on and so forth. I don't need to get and dig into that. He was found. It just says that obviously finding him brought to an end an intense 2-day search that saw hundreds of officers scour parts of southern Maine by land, water and air, and finishes a period in which communities were simultaneously grieving and riddled with anxiety about the suspect's location. Just sort of feeds into this. Goes on a little bit about obviously how he acquired the weapon that he used. Suspect brought it legally days before psychic evaluation. So we obviously know that there was something going on prior to the evaluation. It's not 100% clear whether he was seeking assistance before this. It seems to point to the fact that he was potentially trying to seek help prior to this. And what I mean is the obtaining of the weapon. But anyway, look, so it says before he was hospitalised in order to undergo psychiatric evaluation in July. In mid-July, New York State Police were called to Camp Smith in Cortland, New York, the military base where Card served, because he was acting belligerently and possibly intoxicated. According to a source briefed on the matter, 3 law enforcement sources confirmed state police brought Card to a nearby hospital where he was treated for suspected intoxication and released the next day. When asked for information about the encounter, New York State Police spokesperson told CNN this is an active investigation and the New York State Police does not comment on active investigations. And here we go again. Look, I could read all about this, do you know what I mean? It goes through about his medical evaluations and, his erratic behaviour. But let's just sum this up, right? We have a guy who served in the military. Because of the service in the military, he has suffered, and he has suffered mentally. It's left him with mental scars, and he's not like a random rare case. This is something that we see over and over and over and over again. People who serve their countries, and it's not just servicemen, do you know what I mean? People can go through tragic events in the home. They can lose family members. They can be victims of abuse. You can be complex PTSD sufferers, because of numerous things that can happen in a person's life. Everybody has the ability to have pressure applied to them to a point where they break. You don't know how that's then going to surface. It might surface as depression, it might surface as anxiety, it might surface as extreme violence. But the reality is here, this guy may be gone now. Maybe gone. And they talk about healing. but they don't talk about dealing with the issue that caused it in the first place. And that is a complete lack of understanding and willingness to deal with things at grassroots. Countries like the UK, like the US, and they're not the only two, but they're willing to sink billions and billions and billions of pounds and dollars into war, into weaponry. Us in the UK, I think back to a couple of years ago or 18 months ago, our nuclear weapon statistics placed our spending at around, I think it was something like £6,000 to £8,000 a minute. That's what it worked out at. But then you look at how much is put in terms of funding into mental health or dealing with... Look at ex-forces, for instance. How much do they sink in money-wise into dealing with PTSD, complex PTSD in servicemen? Or dealing with them after they come out from extreme service and when they have been placed in these situations that breaks them? How much money is spent on that in comparison to the spending towards war? That's the criminal thing. And again, we have a situation here in this document that would absolutely point to the fact that the guy was suffering and nothing was done about it. And at the point with which police had already got involved, authorities had got involved, that's at the point where this could have been stopped, and it wasn't. And now they hide behind the complexities of the system itself, just to simply turn around and say, we don't comment on ongoing investigations. We see it time and time and time again. Whenever there is questions, whenever there is things that just don't make sense, or you think to yourself, how is that right? How did that happen? Why did that many people suffer at the hands of this person when this happened only a few weeks earlier? And their answer to that is, well, we can't talk about it because this is an ongoing investigation. It's not, though, is it? The guy killed a load of people, and he killed a load of people because of his mental state and the fact that his mental state had fractured, and this was the outcome of his break. He didn't get depressed or suffer from anxiety or anything like that. He may have done that on top, but first and foremost, he reacted with extreme violence, and many people lost their lives. Many families absolutely decimated for the rest of their lives. Because of what? A failure to accept and address that there is an issue that needs to be dealt with. So maybe people need to stop worrying about what's going on everywhere else, and getting involved in whatever else is going on, and sort their own people out. You don't feed the neighbour's children if you can't feed your own. Think about it. Let me know down below what you think. Huge, huge tragedy. My heart truly goes out to everybody affected by this, whether it be the families, the extended families, friends, and also the people who live in this area or lived in this area and have some kind of, connection to Maine. I know that this is completely something that you wouldn't expect in this area. This is a complete come from left field, and it has caused a lot of upset and hurt. So my heart goes out to you all. I'll catch you all in the next one.